So, today is the 9th day of the 12 Letters of Christmas Day Creative Content Challenge that has been created by Beth over at Booksnest and Lauren from Fiction Tea. Beth is a booktuber and Lauren is an Instagrammer. I will link both of their platforms in the description below so you can go and check them out. Possibly join in if you want to, subscribe to their channel, follow them, etc. So, the Christmas challenges, Christmas letters challenges have been if you put the word Christmas Day, or the words Christmas Day, together, you can create an acronym out of them. So they've made different words with the letters. Today is S, that's the second S in Christmas. It is stories. So I thought what would be really fun would be to tell you some little stories and anecdotes from various different points over the last 8 years that I have been working with children and teaching. So I have quite a few cute little anecdotes that I think you guys might like. So that's what I'm going to do. I should also add this is officially my second day of Vlogmas. Anyway, as part of Vlogmas, I am doing S for stories, and like I said, just a few little cute, funny anecdotes from my experience as a teacher and early childhood educator. Okay, so the first anecdote that I have is probably from about 6 or 7 years ago now, and it was when I was teaching a grade 1 class, and they were doing a little bit of free play or free choosing as we commonly call it here in Tasmania, and one of the children came over to me and asked me if I could help him to spell Gigglebot, and I was a bit confused. I was kind of like, what is Gigglebot? I don't know how to spell that. I don't know what that is, so I'm not sure exactly how to spell it. And he was like, like Gigglebot. I didn't want to completely misunderstand what was going on, which I had a feeling I did. Anyway, well, what for? What are you making? What are you drawing? Well, I'm drawing an iPad, and so I want to write, on the back how it says Gigglebot. Turns out he was trying to say gigabyte, and he had misheard it as Gigglebot. I've thought about this off and on for however many years. I just think it's so cute. It's one of those absolutely adorable miscommunications, misunderstandings that happen pretty much all the time, whether you work with kids or not. I just think it's extremely cute. Okay, so then we have a story from when I was working as the room leader in a long daycare centre, and I went on my lunch break, and when I came back, it was completely silent as I walked into the room, and half the kids were actually legitimately hiding, and the other half were just lying flat on the floor, but being completely still and completely silent. So I figured they were trying to trick me. So I started going on about, oh no, where are all the children? And the other educator was in the room. Hannah, what happened? Where have they all gone? What's happened to them? And I'm hearing these little tiny giggles around the room, and I'm like, Hannah, this is really bad. We can't have lost all the children. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to say to their parents? This is awful. Where did you last see them? So this probably went on for a few minutes. No longer than 5 anyway. Have you looked, carrying on, and Hannah being like, I don't know. This is really worrying. What are we going to do? And then eventually the kids cracked and they all jumped up. Boo! We tricked you, Mel. We tricked you, Mel. We tricked you, Mel. Most of them knew that they hadn't really tricked me, but there were a few that were actually convinced that they had effectively hidden from me. Like I said, there were a lot of them that were literally just lying in full view, flat on the ground. Apparently they thought I was some kind of lizard maybe or something that wouldn't see you if you didn't move. Anyway, that was pretty fun. Okay, so different workplace, but same type of role in a long daycare centre. We used to look after this little girl. I used to get in usually relatively early, but I wasn't the first educator there by any means, and she was always dropped off really early. So pretty much every day that I would walk into the room, she would jump up from whatever she was doing. I'm here, Mel. I'm here, Mel. I'm here, Mel. And my response was usually, I'm here, Indigo. I'm here, Indigo. I'm here, Indigo. It was just our little thing that we did. One of those things that it connects you to a kid. Personally, I think it's extremely cute. All right, so the next one is a little bit gross, but it still strikes me as pretty hilarious. So again, long daycare centre. This time I was supervising the kids going to the toilet, and one of the little boys sitting on the toilet, he's saying to me, "Oh Mel, I did 5 poos. Come and look and count them." This one comes from more recently. This is from when I was working as a art teacher at a local primary school, and I went to pick up the prep class, or one of the prep classes, and one of the kids said to me, "I love your finger paint, Miss Sadler." And I was a bit confused because we hadn't been doing painting that day, finger painting, so I couldn't figure out why my fingers had paint on them. And then I realised that he was talking about my nail polish. Just another cute little way that kids have of phrasing things sometimes. Another thing that is just one of my favourite things, I don't really do relief teaching very much anymore, but one of my favourite things about relief teaching when you consistently do relief at the same school or schools is when you're in the class, you're taking a class, and the kids come in and they just get super excited to see that it's you as their relief teacher. "Miss Sadler is our teacher today. Miss Sadler is our teacher today." I've said before that it makes me feel like a rock star. I have no idea what it feels like to be a rock star, but it made me feel really important and special that these kids got so legitimately excited about seeing me and having me for their teacher. Last year, as you guys probably know, I actually ran a little readathon with my grades 5-6 class that I taught for a little while at the end of last year. I put it on YouTube so that it could be like something a bit different and a bit special for them. I made the announcement video for them on YouTube. So a bunch of the kids knew then that I had a YouTube channel. A few of them still, so some of the grade 5s from last year, still throughout this year, whenever they saw me, asked me how my YouTube channel was going. There's one child who almost every time that he was in my company for longer than, a few minutes, or he had an opportunity to talk to me, he would ask me how my YouTube channel was going and how I was enjoying it. It's just a really nice thing. Like it felt like it built a connection between us. They were super excited to find out that they had a teacher doing something like YouTube. Another really funny story. I don't know how many of you who are watching have had experience with young children, but if anyone has experience with young children, you probably know that they tend to think that their teachers kind of live in the classroom, or that we're Jack in the Boxes and we basically live in the office and then pop out when we're teaching classes. So whenever they see you outside of the context in which they know you, they either get really kind of weirded out or super excited. One day I was in Kmart near a school that I was teaching. So that's like a Tesco or a Walmart or something like that. And this little girl spotted me and she started like screeching to her mum, "Mum, it's a teacher, it's a teacher, it's a teacher, look Mum, it's a teacher." And she was so overwhelmed by the concept that I was doing something as normal as she was and going to the shop. I don't know how many of you are subscribed to Faye from Mystery Date with the Books channel, Mystery Date with the Book. If you're not, you should be. She's fantastic. You should definitely go and subscribe to her. She did a video relatively recently and it was the What Have I Got in My Pockets teacher edition, and she basically went through all the pockets in her jacket and pulled out the various things that she found in her pockets, and that is a very relatable thing to me. Not so much this last year. I've run a lot of stuff without pockets actually, but previous to this last year, I was constantly coming home with like a range of various things in my pockets. There's almost always a pencil or an eraser or something like that. Rubbish usually. Lego, random bits of paper the kids hand you. You constantly pick things up off the floor and you don't really know what to do with it, or it's a trip hazard, so you don't want it to be there, and so you put it in your pocket and end up coming home with a variety of completely odd random things in your pocket. It's just a thing that we do. So I really liked Faye's video. You should go and watch it. If I can find it, I will link it below, but I'll link her channel either way. You should definitely go and watch it. And I might even do something similar myself next year. And the last thing this is not so much a story as it is just the feeling that you get from being a teacher. I mean, it's hard work and it can be exhausting and it can be really frustrating and stressful at times, but there's just nothing like the feeling of knowing that you have helped someone to figure out something that they love, or to develop a skill, or to encourage knowledge, and just the look on children's faces when they finally grasp something that they'd really been struggling with. Looking at the work that they're producing and thinking that about the improvement that you've seen, and knowing that they've really listened to you and they've got something out of what you've been trying to teach them, and really is just an amazing, amazing feeling. And I'm incredibly grateful to be able to experience that and to be able to elicit that feeling in the kids as well. So if there are any of the kids that I have taught at any point who are watching, thanks guys, it means the world. Anyway, if not, I hope you all who have chosen to watch this video have enjoyed my little anecdotes and stories about some of the stuff that I've experienced as a teacher and as an early childhood educator. If you have any of your own stories as a teacher, early childhood educator, parent, aunt, uncle, whatever, please comment below. I always love to hear funny, cute kid stories. Let me know in the comments below as well what you thought of my stories, and, you know, basically anything that you'd like to add to the conversation. If you want to leave a comment to let me know that you were here but don't really want to make a specific comment, just leave me a little thumbs up emoji. It'd also be really lovely if you like this video to give me a like, and I do hope that you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.